it's time for a walk. You know what? I never make a point of saying this, but welcome to Japan. So this is the town I live in. It's called Moriya. It's in Ibaraki Prefecture. It's about an hour north of Tokyo by train. It's not very colorful, so I film in filters. This is my 9th year in Japan. And one of the first lessons that I learned after moving here was that life was pretty much the same, no matter where you were. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, some things just look different on the surface. Some things are pretty cool to have around, like this bumpy crosswalk thing to help blind people. But other than these sort of little things, the important things of everyday life are the same. There's nice people and mean people, and sometimes your boss is a jerk, and sometimes work sucks. That's pretty much it. You know, I used to walk aimlessly in America, and I sort of walk around aimlessly now in Japan. The scenery is really nice, though. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so bamboo is gonna always sort of be exotic to me. Ooh, and somebody painted Florence, Italy. I think that's new. So here's a shot of me breaking promises to myself. I do that a lot. Here's a clip of me pointing the camera up at the trees and spinning around. Honestly, I don't want to use this clip anymore, but I've already timed out all the video with the audio, so... Anyways, let's enjoy that Coke. It's supposed to start raining sometime soon, and that sky does not look promising. There they are. Raindrops. Better head home. So yeah, this is the town where I live in Japan. Not to be all Lord of the Ringsy, but like my father before me, I seek out the quiet, sort of natural spaces. And like his father before him, I started a business, an English school. And I'm just sort of hoping that all works out. It's tough though when everything's in a foreign language. Like this sign, like, what does it even mean? Actually, it means giant Japanese hornets, so I'd better go. Something I think is interesting is my dad and I were both born in a town called Carnegie, about 10 miles outside of Pittsburgh. But when he was growing up, the town was rural enough that he had a horse, which sounds crazy to me because by the time I was born, you couldn't have a horse in Carnegie. So eventually he decided to move to the Allegheny National Forest to a town called Kane, and so that's where I went to middle school and high school. But I didn't like that place very much, and I decided that I was gonna leave that town when I graduated and move to the big city. So I went to college near Pittsburgh, and after I graduated college, I moved abroad to Japan, and I was placed in Moriya, which is near Tokyo, sort of one of the biggest cities in the world. But after a couple of years in the suburbs, I realized that I don't know, I didn't dislike the city or the suburbs, but I preferred the countryside. I liked green. So I moved out to Nagano. Me and my wife lived out there for a year, from April 2013 to March 2014. And I can't speak for her, but it was one of the best years of my life. Being surrounded by nature and meeting people from the country. I felt like I could relate to them much more. It was just wonderful. It got me thinking that I'd like to come back someday. Not to Nagano, even though I love Nagano, but to the place where I feel at home. Home, Pennsylvania. But I can't just come back because the job skills that I've got in Japan for the last 10 years aren't really transferable to the Pittsburgh area. And my wife is Chinese, so her university degree, her job experience probably isn't very useful in Pennsylvania. So we're working on it. We're thinking about it. We're moving forward. She's developing her career. I'm trying to make my school a success. And we're trying to build a bridge between our families. So I hope if we do decide to move back, it won't be too risky. And for now, this is my town. Welcome to Moriya. Thanks for watching.